Hello guys, I'm Super Ron, welcome back to the channel, and we're here again at the automotive paradise that is Auto Shack, and as always it's brought us something special. This week it's the form of this stunning 1989 BMW E30 M3. I'm a huge E30 fan, I absolutely love them, and we're lucky enough to have quite a few come through our doors here. We've had an E30 325i for a recommission in the stunning Dolphin Grey, and we also have a super special 320 IS coming here for lots of work as well. We also have full restoration on a stunning E30 M3 Evo 2 for our regular customer, Car Craze Fool, and this is another returning customer. This is the guy that had the US spec 911 930 turbo we did all the recommission work on a few weeks ago, so he definitely loves his imports. This has only been a UK car for a couple of years. It seems like it spent most of its life in Europe, but this one is definitely more up my street. It's had lots of modifications. It's got the stunning 18-inch motorsport wheels, and they're to clear some massive AP racing brakes on the front. It's also got coilovers all round, uprated anti-roll bars, and a lot of other trick bits, and I reckon this handles absolutely superbly. The motorsport theme has continued. It's had Evolution Sport bumpers and spoiler added, as well as some Evolution style Recaro seat. I do love these E30 M3s. When in the early 80s they decided they want to plough into the DTM touring car, they needed to get a car together quick. So with the early E30 shells, they ran into some real problems with aerodynamics and downforce at the balance to the front and the rear. They were neck and neck with Mercedes, which already had its 190E Cosworth ready to go, which resulted in the main modification that the super geeks will always identify a real M3. And that is this C-pillar here. The original E30s had a really slim C-pillar that ends about here, and then the window is very upright. They put a much bigger angle onto the rear screen, put this super tall boot lid on, and along with the spoiler, it gave them that aerodynamic advantage they were looking for. They developed the stunning 4-cylinder 2.3 litre engine, which produced just under 200 horsepower on the independent throttle bodies from factory. And in this lightweight car back in the 80s, this must have been absolutely amazing. Just the M3s have the bonded in windscreen, instead of the rubber mounted of the other E30s, just to stiffen up the shell. And the same in the rear, bonded in windscreens. And there's not many panels that they share with a standard E30, it's just the bonnet and the roof, because they have these awesome wide arch flared wings for the increase in track on the wheels. They came with 16-inch for factory, but they were made big enough to accept the 18-inch wheels of the race cars. You can see on this one, it's got the huge AP Racing 4-pot calipers inside. The side profile just looks awesome. Very Audi Quattro-ish. But it's the rear end that really fascinates me. How they changed the rake on the rear screen. So as factory, these C-pillars came to about here, but they moved the whole lot back, put more of an angle on the windscreen for aerodynamics, and something that always amuses me on these, they left the standard E30 parcel shelf in, so you can see where those vents are. That's where the windscreen used to end, and just added in another strip, so you can see how much longer the cabin is. You've got the vents along here, that's where the window used to end, but now right over here is the extended rake of the window. You can see this recess where the old original boot lid used to sit in and sit flush, but on the M3s, to get that extended height, it sits on top. All M3s are based on early shells. So even though this is 1989, it's still got early spec rear panel and early spec rear lights. So with the longer rear windscreen, obviously the boot hole is a lot smaller. But when you look up, and inside there, all the way round, is still the recess for a windscreen. This new panel here spots welds all the way round the old screen hole. So you could have a double screen if you want. Very, very cool. Big, big fan. So the jaws, we've got a bit of paintwork to do on this. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it. There's some sinkage and some bad paintwork on the bonnet we've got to do. He wants the seats adjusted. He's got these Evolution style Recaros in, but they're on the lowest setting and he can't really see over the steering wheel. So the original owner must have been a bit taller, and we've got to do some paintwork on the rear, on the boot lid, and the sport adjustable spoiler as well. In the boot, it's still got the original M3 spare, the BBS wheels. But I'm looking here, We've got this 1989 German BMW. We've got this 1989 Golf GTI. Same wheels, same colour. They even liked the red pinstripes. So the Germans were on to a winning formula here. And at the front end, the Evolution Sport bumper has this huge front lip on it, and they have big brake ducts instead of the normal fog lights. Apparently, they also have a fully open front grille. This is an Evolution Sport kidney grille as well. Nice cool mods on this one. Big fan. So let's sort this seat out. I'm going to raise that up. Shouldn't be too hard. And then it'll be to sort out all this bad paintwork. Well, that's nice and easy. 2 bolt holes, just moved up to the higher one. So now the seat sits much better. And you can see over the steering wheel now. 1 tick onto sorting this paintwork. And we always have a good look and mark everything up so we don't miss anything as we go through it. I don't think this is a genuine spoiler because it's super ripply, so we'll block that down and get all the other little bits. And on the front end, just marked up where all the sinkage is. But it's quite bad paintwork, so to be honest, we'll probably be taking this off. And we might as well take the panels off too. So on a job like this, where the panels we're working on just unbolt, it's best to take them off because then we don't have to mask up the entire car in the booth. Use lots of materials, any risk of overspray as well. We just put actually what we need in the oven and this can stay out here. Just taken the Mk2 GTI from last week for a test drive and everything went really well. You see it down its new GTI wheels. It's originally a GTI 8 valve and someone had already fitted a GTI 16 valve out of a Mk3 ABF engine, but it'd been off the road for a long time and needed a full recommission. So I took everything out, engine, gearbox, fitted a new cam belt, water pump, clutch, rear main oil seal, done a full service on the engine, all new fluids, new leads, new plugs, and then started with the upgrades as well. We've got poly bushes all round on all suspension arms, the steering rack, the subframe, fitted new coilovers all round, fitted new gear linkage brackets, every bush, a new front engine mount, everything that was slightly worn, and it now drives like a brand new car. So this one has been checked over and now ready for its MOT. So that's going to be my job next. Well, that was a pass with a capital P, just one little advisory for a small crack right in the corner of the windscreen. But apart from that, the Golf is all good and drives absolutely lovely. I don't get involved with the paintwork, so Lee and Poppy have stripped all the M3 bonnet, got all the bad paintwork and all the reactions out, sorted a few little dents. Same with the boot, got it right back to its base layer. So this is all ready for a full prime and a block down. And then along with its Diamond Schwartz black paint, this is going to look amazing, match the rest of the car. Just these little bits were letting it down. And all primed, ready for a good block down. And all painted. Looking pretty fresh. Boot and spoilers all done. Another little German addition came in. Done a bit of work on this one before, so that'll be coming up in an episode as well. There's the boot and the spoiler. Looking much better. So let's get this bolted back on. all bolted back together. As you can see, Lee's done an amazing job on the paintwork. This is straight out of the gun, no polishing yet. So with a good flat and polish out, this is going to look like glass. And got the rear end all done as well. That ripply fiberglass spoiler all got blocked down. You can see now that's much, much better. Finishes this car off nicely. Got even more love for it now. And we've got the last few bits back on this Japanese import Mini. So it's had a full respray with us, all in the shuts. And it is looking even better than when it came out of the factory. It's a 1996 car, so it wasn't too bad, but it still was rusty around all the usual places, around the seams. And now it's looking even better than when it came out of the factory. All where the seams were, there's just little rust scabs around the window and that. So we took it all back down to bare metal, took all the bad paintwork off, and now it is all factory fresh. We wrapped it inside the wheel arches, so they're all green stone chips, same colour as the body. But it's all ready to go back to the owner, and he is going to be super duper happy with this. Lee has knocked the paintwork out of the park. Say even better than when it came out of the factory. Got to say, must be one of the cleanest Minis around. Absolutely perfect. And everything under the bonnet all back together. This has got to be the fullest engine bay on a Mini I've ever seen. Absolutely Ramo. Alternator barely fits in because it's got the air conditioning pump underneath that as well. Chock-up block. All in the shuts are done, all around the edges, even all in the door shuts. So we've got no joins. It does look amazing. So that's going to wrap this episode up. We've got the M3 all back together, all polished up and looking brand new. We've got the seats raised so they're perfect height for the customer now. So I think he's going to be really, really pleased to pick this up, as I would be as well. Very jealous of this one. Maybe I'll have to put one of these on my birthday list one day. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Make sure you give it a like and make sure you subscribe, because here at Auto Shack we always have something completely different. Like I say, we've got another German just turned up, so there's so much work to do. And of course, I'll be bringing it to you on the channel. So until next time, make sure you have fun.